Welcome everyone. That's some good unidentifiable liquid. I hope everyone is enjoying their unidentifiable liquid. Anyways, today we'll be going over a couple things. First being the journey we'll be taking, meaning we are starting from scratch or from a low count of subscribers or followers. Currently, I have 14 subscribers on YouTube and 3 followers on Twitch, and that's okay. Everyone has to start from somewhere. I will be putting everything out there, showing the journey from behind the curtains as I grow, just showing what it is to be a content creator. It will not be easy. In fact, it is the opposite. But at the same time, it will be fun. And I will try to enjoy myself as much as possible, and at the same time, try to make entertaining content. Although it looks like an experiment, this will be showing the struggles, the happy times, the analytics, the ugly sides, the fun times. Everything I can show without breaking terms of service, obviously. I will be focusing on different aspects of content. To name a few, I will be doing gaming, storytelling, lore videos, music videos, how-tos. These are just a few from the top of my head. Look at the top of the head. For today, however, we will go over the setup that I'll be using to do all this. So the setup that I basically struggled to do for about a month. It was mostly packaging coming in late and troubleshooting a lot of things, really taking things back that didn't work, and it was just a lot of things. Okay, let's continue with the first thing that we'll be going over. Let's look at the before. Trust me when I say this. I had a huge mess, and there was a lot of work to do to make it to what it is. The mess that I had in the room is just basically I just took out a bunch of stuff that I had in there before and kind of moved it around. We even got a new couch, which is the one you see behind me, and plus all the stuff that came in, it's just a mess. Anyways, okay, second, the cost of this setup was way too much. The reason why I did this is to get the experience and be able to help other content creators in case they run into issues. Which, side note, I absolutely did run into issues myself. And what I mean by this setup was kind of complicated, but I ended up figuring it out, and with that knowledge I can pass on to others. Next, let's take a look at the after. I'm very proud of what came out of it, even though it is not perfect. The cable management is horrendous. Just to clarify, you do not need all of this to begin streaming or creating content. How I was doing it before was with a GTX 960 card and an old AT2020 microphone, which, to be honest, was more than what others start off with. Even if you want to do console streaming, you absolutely can, and it's not too expensive to do so. So let's dive into the specs. First off, let's take a look at the streaming PC. And here I have a GTX 1660 Ti with a Ryzen 5 2600X, 16 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz RAM, 650 watt power supply, 4K 60S PCIe Elgato capture card. This used to be my budget gaming PC till I built a new gaming PC. It does the job flawlessly. So the keyboard that I am using is the Corsair K95 mechanical keyboard. This is a beast. It feels nice and responsive. Everything you need to do, really, anything. It even has dedicated macro keys if you want to set up scene changes with this or any other macro changes, which is nice. Next, the microphone setup is a Audio-Technica AT2020. This is the old microphone that I used to use, and I still have it around, and this is the way I got it sounding, which is, to me, is very crisp to set it up the way it is with the new mixer. Anyways, I bought a shock mount and the mic arm with it. Nothing too special, but if you want to have pro sound, I recommend an XLR mic, and that for me is the way to go. To pair it up with my microphone and all my other audio is the Cnix 802 analog mixer. It looks daunting at first, and it was for me. So let's try to simplify it. The top part of the mixer has all your inputs and outputs. The bottom portion has all your levels and volume controls. I will be making a video explaining how to set it up for your setup with a analog mixer. But for now, let's continue. Next up is my Stream Deck, which is the standard edition, I believe. Now, as you can see, I have set up different scene changes for OBS. And I even have a tweet button to let everybody know in Twitter that I will be going live. I also have music pause and play button, mute buttons for Discord, a meme soundboard button with different sound to play meme sounds at the push shovel button without having to tab out. And lastly, I have a voice mod changer to switch my voice at the push of a button. Okay, so next we have the Razer Tartarus Pro, which is what I use mainly for FPS game, and it is low profile for what I need on my desk. So the mouse that I am using is a Corsair Harpoon. It has a nice grip and responsive timing. Nothing special, but it gets the job done. So the left monitor is the Acer Nitro 1080p 165Hz monitor, and the right is a Asus 1440 IPS monitor 144Hz with G-Sync. Everything I need for it to look nice without limiting frames. Okay, so next up is I have two light setups. One is a GE smart bulb that you see right now, and the other is the Elgato key light. Both lights are adjustable and change different color. Next up is the 55-inch Sharp 4K Roku TV with an LG soundbar and wireless subwoofer. This is mainly used for watching movies and playing console games. Not really used for the stream, it's just for me to just chill with my wife or my daughter, watch TV or play console games. Next up is the chair I am using, a GTR or GT racing chair. Nothing special but comfortable for gaming, and it does mean a good amount to me because the one my wife gave me. The headset I have on are the HyperX Cloud Alpha S, which I chose due to having both a 3.5mm jack and it turns into USB connection as well with included amp. On the right side of me, I have my console setup. It has the Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, Nintendo Switch, and my Oculus Rift S. All these consoles are connected to an HDMI switch, so I can record gameplay with the Elgato 4K 60S attached to the streaming PC. Now, for the big moment, the gaming PC. This has a RTX 2080 Ti. It is rocking an AMD Ryzen 9 3900X, 32 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz RAM, all installed on the Asus TUF X570 motherboard, 3 Corsair fans, 2 240mm radiators, all water cooled with the Bits Power Touch Aqua AMD water cooling kit. Also, the 2080 Ti is water cooled with Hydro X series water block, and it's all in a Lian Li 011 dynamic case, the Razer edition. This PC is high end and it does everything that I needed to. For now, this is what I am rocking. I will be trying to sell this thing. I know parts right now it's very hard to get to, but maybe somebody might be interested in it. Side note, I do have 2 guitars, an Ibanez acoustic electric guitar, an Aria electric guitar, and a HyperX Quadcast USB microphone that I will be using once the Go XLR mixer comes in. These 2 guitars I am using during, for my music stuff and for recording, parodies or covers or original music. Next, I have a Line 6 amp and a PV acoustic amp as well for live performances when I'm using my guitars. I forgot to mention the Elgato green screen, which this one in particular hangs and can be rolled up when not in use. Expensive, but worth it. Also, I forgot to mention the 2 webcams I will be using are the AverMedia Live Streamer Cam 313 and the Asus ROG Eye. I chose these because they were available. I would have much preferred to use the DSLR cameras, but they are expensive and the webcams do the job. Okay, Now, with that being said, I should mention that these aren't needed to start, creating content. These are just nicer to have and bring better quality to the content. To stream is having a connection with your audience. To put content on YouTube, it can vary on different scales. Meaning, there's so much out there that people want to watch. Some people just watch because it's funny, it's entertaining. Some other people want to know how to do stuff, right? How to DIY stuff. And so as long as it's informative or entertaining or both, the content on YouTube is going to do well. You know what I mean? This in particular was just to show what I'm working with, to show behind the scenes what happens. And with that being said, a lot of things can be substituted. You don't have to have a fancy mix, or you don't have to have an expensive PC, fancy stream deck, a fancy mic, fancy webcam. You can stream even without a webcam. There's a lot of people that don't use webcams. Particularly one that I watch doesn't use a webcam is, like Sidearms from the crew. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's pretty successful over there doing without it. You don't need a fancy PC, a gaming PC. You could do it without an RTX 2080 Ti, right? It won't have those nice frames and nice, picture, but it works. So you don't need all that. In my case, I wanted to know if I can set it up, right? Now that I know that I can share that info with others that are struggling. And this is what I have always said. If you put a smile or entertain even at least one, or change one person's life, doesn't have to go to that extent, even just making them feel a certain way, happy or whatever, then you've done your job, right? So in conclusion, I hope you got something out of this, or maybe even enjoyed. I appreciate you watching. Until next time, later friends. Don't forget to drink your unidentifiable liquid.